Deadly Tarantula Girl coming to you from my private serpentarium tonight to answer a super interesting viewer question. He actually commented this question on a video, and I went ahead and asked him if he could email me because I felt like the answer was more in depth than I could probably answer just in a comment reply. And when I started thinking about it, I realized that this question was actually video worthy. A South African viewer, I don't know how to pronounce his name and I'm so sorry, maybe Peter Jur? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you should let me know how to say your name if you're watching. I hope you're watching. He had some pretty important questions about the curly hair, or the Brachypelma albopilosum. Now, my little animal that I've got here is not a Honduran curly hair because sadly I do not have a curly hair, although I want one, so if anybody wants to give me one, shoot me an email. Just kidding. I love you guys though, you're awesome. Sometimes you do send me stuff just because you love me. I'm gonna read Peter's email. Hi, I'm wondering if you can give me some of your knowledge. I have a male and a female curly hair tarantula and I want to breed them. It's currently winter in South Africa. When is the right time to breed? And how do I know when they are ready to mate? This poses several interesting questions. First of all, if you live on a continent that is not the continent that the animal comes from, it kind of makes you wonder. Let's say in Honduras, this animal breeds in April. I think they breed in the winter months, although I'm not sure. Are you still gonna breed it in April if you're in South Africa? I would say not. You're gonna want to follow the weather patterns in your area and even simulate them artificially if possible. His first question really was, what season do I breed curly hairs? Here's my answer to that. The rainy season. And if you don't have a rainy season, you would want to simulate that in their enclosure. They are a tropical animal. They need to be kept warm and somewhat humid. What you would do, since they don't really have cold and hot seasons, in Central America it's pretty warm year round, what you would do is make sure that they're grown up to a good size and you feel like they're breedable size, you would boost the humidity and the actual rain. Some people have actually rain chambers. I have rain chambers on some of my animals, not any of my tarantulas. I do simulate that if I need a rainy season, and that is when you would try to introduce them. And there's lots of little rituals that you'll see to try to figure out whether or not she's going to be receptive or he's in the mood and they're gonna breed. And we'll get into that in a minute. His other question was, how do I know when they're ready to breed? Male tarantulas often are very near the end of their life by the time they mature. The lifespan of this species is only, for the male, maybe 4 to 5 years, and he's not going to be mature until he's older. With Brachypelma, I actually suspect that you can grow an animal up quickly, but they also need to be a certain age before they're able to reproduce successfully. You want to just monitor them, and with him you'll know after he's had his ultimate molt, because they do have the tibial hooks on the joint of their front leg. And another thing that you'll notice on the mature male is that on his pedipalps, he'll have the pedipalpal bulbs, which is kind of like a little bulbous boxing glove shaped thing on the end of his pedipalps that he won't have before his ultimate molt. And then after his ultimate molt, you'll see those little hooks and you'll see his little pedipalpal bulbs. To me, that's a really easy way to identify a mature male from an immature male. Your female can live up to 8 or 10 years, and she may be of breedable age long before she gets into her old age. I would say that you can start pairing them once she reaches maybe 4 inches. I don't specialize in this species. I don't even have any right now. I'm just giving you generalities, and I would say probably once she's at least about 3 years old. But when you have a mature male and an animal that you suspect might be a mature female, you can always introduce them and see what happens. What you want to see with him once he matures, he's going to lay a special web that is what I'm going to call it. And if you are breeding tarantulas, you know that there's a more graphic word to use, but then I wind up with lots of comments. He's going to lay a very thin, special web where he puts his special material. What he's gonna do is he's going to make a deposit on his special web, and he's going to get those pedipalpal bulbs, which work kind of like turkey basters, and he's going to charge up those bulbs. That way when they breed, he puts those bulbs into her epigastric fold and makes a deposit. When you introduce them, you want to be looking for the body language of the toe tapping. I would stay in between them either with tongs or a net or something, and then if they're both tapping, you can kind of back up and sort of let them do their thing. But I monitor any Brachypelma genus when they're breeding, because sometimes the females do cannibalize, and sometimes that occurs before a successful breeding and sometimes after. If you want your male to survive the ordeal and live to spider another day, you might want to supervise closely. And I have lots and lots of videos on tarantula breeding. So you're going to see them rear up, you're going to see him lock her front legs with his tibial spurs and hold them back. They're kind of both reared up. He will make a deposit in her epigastric fold, and then he's going to run for his life. Then you'll separate them, feed and water, and hopefully pretty soon you will have an egg sac. For more details on the anatomy of a tarantula, I have videos on that. For more details on the pedipalpal bulbs and tibial spurs, I talk about that in lots of other videos. And to see very, very detailed footage of breeding, I have lots and lots of videos of breeding and then reproduction, egg sac care, spiderling care. Sometimes I think people understand more easily when they can actually see the process unfold. I hope that answered your questions. Please feel free to comment if you still have other questions and let me know. I think tarantulas are amazing, and I'd be happy if we were all reproducing them. I don't like to keep my secrets to myself. I just think it's cool that we all love the animals and yeah, just love everywhere. This was a really cool video. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for all of your comments, everybody. I love hearing from you guys. And let me know if you've ever reproduced any species of tarantula, and I will see you guys soon.